Hi, today I want to take a look at overlapping groups of data within a data set. And maybe you've run into this situation in your work. Here I've got just a group of people, and the people range in age from 22, that would be Sally's the youngest, and Joe is the oldest, and he's 52 years old. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to group uh, these people into groups of those who are less than 25, those a second group 20 to 30 years of age, a third group 30 to 40 years of age, and those greater than 35. And you can see that some of these people are going to fall in two groups. Like Sally and Al are less than 25, but they also fall in the 20 to 30 age group. And Mary and Steve are greater than 35 years of age, so they're going to fall into that group along with Bob and Joe, but they also fall in the 30 to 40 age group. And if you've had this situation and you've tried to put people into two groups, you know that you just can't do it with the raw data as you loaded it in. And what you have to do is you have to create a copy of the data set and union it to itself. And that's what I've done here. And I'm just going to open up this union to show you what I've done on this sheet. To do this, all I did was create a union between the file here, the name and age file, and then I dragged a copy of that data set right here and created a second copy of it that's union to itself. And you can see when I do that, I've got the two groups, one name and age, and the other name and age one. And if I look at the data set itself, I've got two columns that have been added to the data set. There's a sheet name and a table name. And that table name relates to the file that we just union. One of them is name and age one. That's the copy of the data set. And the original data set is name and age. So I've got all the data in here twice. I've got it in as the original and I've got it in as a copy. So now when I want to group the data, all I have to do is come back and create an expression. And that's what this calculation does here. I'm going to open that up a little bit, make it a little easier to see. And I've created an LOD that looks at the table name and the person's name, the individual's name. And if the table name is the copy, that's name and age is one, and the age is less than 25, I want to put it in that group called less than 25. And if that's not the case, and if the table name is the copy again, name and age one, and the age is greater than 35, I want to put it in a group called 35, greater than 35. If that isn't the case, and the table name is name and age, and that's the original, and the age is greater than 20 and less than 30, I want to put it in the 20 to 30 group, or else if I'm working with the original data set, name and age, and it's 30 to 40, then I want to put it in a group called 30 to 40, and that's all I'm doing here. And when I do that, we can see that we've got the data sorted out just like we wanted it. We've got Sally and we've got Al. They're in the less than 25 group, and here is Sally and Al again in the 20 to 30 group. And we've got Mary and Steve in the 30, they're in the 30 to 40 group, but they are also in the greater than 35 group. Now, I'm going to show you the filter here, because when we do this, we created some nulls. The nulls are generated from the original data and from the copy of the data, and they're not used in this calculation. We just filter those out. We can look at this also as a bar chart, and we can see where people lie in, and you can see that Sally and Al are here in this group, and there's Sally and Al in the second group, so we've used that data twice, and Steve and Mary in the 30 to 40 group, and here's Steve and Mary in the group, the greater than 35 group. So if you're faced with that situation where you have to use the same data in two different sets, and you want to group it in two different groups, the approach that you have to use is to copy the data and union it to itself. I hope you learned something today, and thank you very much for attending. Bye now.